Thailand is one of the most visited countries in the world. Every year, millions of travelers arrive expecting tropical beaches, cheap food, beautiful islands, night markets, temples, nightlife, and a relaxed atmosphere that feels much easier than most people imagined. And for many visitors, Thailand becomes one of their favorite countries almost immediately. But at the same time, Thailand also has a very specific reputation online. Scams, party tourism, dangerous roads, tourist traps, nightlife risks, political instability, and stories that make some travelers wonder if Thailand is actually safe at all. So, what's the real situation? Is Thailand genuinely dangerous for tourists, or is it simply chaotic in ways that first-time visitors misunderstand? Today, we're going to break down the real tourist reality in Thailand, including safety, scams, nightlife, transportation, islands, solo travel, political concerns, regional differences, and the mistakes travelers make that usually create problems in the first place. One of the most important things to understand is that Thailand is generally considered relatively safe for international tourists overall, especially in the country's main tourism regions. Places like Bangkok, Chiang Mai, Phuket, Krabi, Koh Samui, and Pattaya receive massive international tourism every year, and most visitors complete their trips without experiencing serious safety problems. That surprises many first-time travelers, because Thailand can initially feel chaotic. Traffic feels aggressive. Street crossings feel unpredictable. Cities feel noisy. Tourist districts feel intense. Nightlife areas can feel overwhelming. But chaos and danger are not always the same thing. And this distinction matters a lot in Thailand. For most tourists, the biggest risks are usually not violent crime. They're things like scams, motorbike accidents, transportation mistakes, overconfidence, tourist pricing, pickpocketing, and risky nightlife decisions. This is especially true in Bangkok. Bangkok is one of those cities that feels overwhelming before it feels understandable. The city moves fast. There's constant stimulation everywhere. Street food, traffic, motorbikes, shopping malls, night markets, rooftop bars, tourists, vendors, music, and huge crowds moving in every direction. And many travelers mistake that sensory overload for danger. But in reality, large parts of Bangkok are extremely functional for tourism, especially areas like Sukhumvit, Siloam, Siam, Riverside, and much of the central tourist infrastructure. The bigger issue is usually awareness. Thailand rewards travelers who stay alert and calm. It punishes people who become careless because the environment feels easy. One of the biggest examples of this is transportation. Thailand has some of the most dangerous roads in the world statistically, particularly for motorbike accidents. And this is where huge numbers of tourists make terrible decisions. People arrive in islands like Phuket, Koh Phangan, Koh Samui, or Chiang Mai, rent scooters with zero experience, drive without proper licenses, ignore helmets, combine nightlife with driving, and underestimate road conditions completely. For many tourists, this becomes the single highest physical risk during the trip, much more than violent crime, especially because Thailand feels psychologically relaxed. People lower their guard very quickly. Scams are another major part of Thailand's tourist reality, and honestly, some are extremely common. Bangkok in particular has famous tourist scams involving tuk-tuks, gem stores, tailor shops, fake tour offers, closed temple tricks, and inflated transportation pricing. A very common situation happens when someone approaches tourists near major attractions and says, "The temple is closed today." Then they redirect visitors toward shops, unofficial tours, or commission-based stops. Most of these scams are designed around confusion and friendliness rather than violence. And experienced travelers usually adapt quickly once they understand how Thailand's tourism economy works. This is why one of the best safety strategies in Thailand is surprisingly simple. Slow down before agreeing to anything, especially transportation offers, tour packages, tailor invitations, or special local experiences. Nightlife is another area where Thailand's reputation becomes complicated. Places like Patong, Pattaya, and parts of Bangkok can feel extremely intense late at night. And while millions of tourists enjoy Thailand's nightlife safely, this is also where travelers become more vulnerable to drink scams, overcharging, pickpocketing, food or drink tampering, and bad decision-making. Again, most problems happen when awareness disappears, not because Thailand is constantly dangerous. Solo travel in Thailand is incredibly common, especially among backpackers, digital nomads, solo women travelers, and first-time Asia travelers. And this is one reason Thailand remains so globally popular. The tourism infrastructure is massive. Hotels are everywhere. Transportation is relatively easy. Tourist routes are well established. English is widely used in tourism areas, and there are constantly other travelers around. For many people, Thailand becomes their first experience traveling through Southeast Asia because it feels more approachable than they expected. But there's another important reality travelers should understand. Thailand feels very different depending on where you go. Luxury Bangkok hotels feel nothing like rural northern Thailand. Chiang Mai feels completely different from Phuket, and party islands feel different from all of them. This matters because some travelers accidentally assume the entire country operates under the same atmosphere. It doesn't. For example, northern Thailand often feels calmer, slower, and more culturally focused. Meanwhile, some southern beach destinations are heavily built around nightlife and tourism economies. Political instability is another thing many travelers worry about before visiting Thailand. And yes, Thailand does experience periods of political tension and protests from time to time. But most tourists never directly encounter serious issues during normal visits. The bigger concern is usually avoiding demonstrations and monitoring local news if large protests happen during your trip, especially in Bangkok. There's also one important modern issue travelers should pay attention to now. Thailand introduced a mandatory digital arrival system for foreign travelers, and scammers quickly began creating fake registration websites, charging unnecessary fees, or collecting traveler data. This is a good example of how tourism scams in Thailand constantly evolve around confusion and convenience. And honestly, that describes Thailand's travel risks surprisingly well overall. Most dangers are not hidden violence. They're moments where fatigue, carelessness, overconfidence, confusion, or impulsive decisions create problems. One thing that surprises many travelers is how safe Thailand often feels emotionally at night, especially in busy tourism zones. Street food stays open late. Markets remain active. Convenience stores operate constantly. Tourist districts stay busy deep into the evening. This creates an atmosphere where many visitors become extremely comfortable very quickly. And for the most part, that comfort is justified. But Thailand still requires situational awareness, especially around nightlife, transportation, tourist scams, and impulsive decision-making. So, is Thailand safe to visit? For most travelers, yes. Thailand is generally much safer than many people expect. But it's also a country where people often mistake comfort for invulnerability. And that's where problems usually begin. Thailand works best for travelers who stay aware without becoming paranoid, who remain relaxed without becoming careless, who understand that the country's famous friendliness exists alongside a massive tourism economy built around millions of inexperienced visitors. Because once you understand that balance, Thailand becomes much easier to navigate. And for many travelers, that's exactly when the country starts becoming unforgettable.